demo albums and stuff like that, and kind of compiling tapes for friends and stuff. And yeah, I just wanted to get turntables, and I saved up and bought just a really shitty kind of disco setup, everything in a box. Because at the time there just wasn't many DJs, no, and certainly not people of my age. So I kind of hooked up with a lot of the local DJs, and they were older than me, kind of like 18, 19, and they were kind of doing a few of these kind of blues after hours things, and I'd do a little bit. I wouldn't do like a 2-hour set or anything. It was just a bit of a novelty to have a 11-year-old kid at one of these parties, and I'd come up and do a little bit of bad scratching. And as soon as kind of the acid house thing kicked in, I just almost stopped playing hip hop and electro immediately. I mean, I still like it now, but for them kind of 3 or 4 years, I was just totally kind of acid house, and then the early techno that came into that, and I was kind of playing rave stuff for a while. And I guess the techno thing was just, I don't know, it just kind of worked better for the style that I was playing. Yeah, the kind of tracky kind of techno stuff, it just seemed to work more, and people preferred me playing techno to other stuff, so I stuck with it. Sounds alright. Some of the people that I used to actually play hip hop with, they don't understand the techno thing at all. So I can remember giving someone like my first record, and it was just like, what the fuck is that? Like, what have you done? So there's kind of elements of loads of different stuff in there. It's not, I don't really do a straight up techno set, and I still like to kind of play it the way that I used to play hip hop, really. A lot of the music that comes out now, I think, oh, that's kind of like something that happened in like 89 or 95 or whatever. It's kind of, it just kind of keeps you going, because I was into so many kind of different styles of music, and every now and again certain elements of it will kind of come back and kind of keep me interested. But I mean, I've never really played just new music. I'm always kind of taking something from that genre or that year and just kind of mixing it up. So yeah, I don't know why I'm still into it, to be honest. So now I'm kind of just being a bit more, I guess, fussy in where I play and what I'm going to do, and trying to get more involved in kind of themed nights, or kind of taking over the music programming of a whole evening rather than just the 2 hours when I play, because some people make some ridiculous errors of how they program the music. And I had someone on before me play Born Slippy at 147 BPM. So what the fuck do you want me to do after that? That just should never happen, ever. Like, just playing that fast, it's not, where's the progression of music? And it's like, well, I've just been trying to get more involved in, you know, playing with people that I like, and, you know, just kind of so that, like, I guess the same way that I kind of program the music, running my own nights in London, but just doing it at different clubs around the world. And so far, so good. The album's a lot less sample driven than anything that I've done before, so it was kind of a lot of trying to go back to the machines and trying to get that kind of vibe and that kind of experimentation of when I first started trying to make music, which I wasn't making music so I could play it out. It was just enjoying making music and just being locked away in a room and pissing around with machines. I wanna go back. Past couple of years I've had more of a kind of a routine of going to the studio, and I've worked with Paul Mac engineers for me, and kind of one day a week or sometimes two we go in there, and it's yeah, just more music gets done now, and it's I get into it a lot more, and I enjoy it a lot more than I used to. I used to kind of not want to do it, or I just kind of lazily just do an edit of something or whatever, and just kind of things just to play at the weekend. And it just seemed like the right time to do something a bit more of a challenge.
I wanna go back.
You know, I basically just spent 2 months locked in a room just experimenting, and whatever came out at the end then filtered down into an album. It's a bit of a mixed bag. It's not necessarily what people would expect from me, but I think that's good as well. I didn't want to just do an album that someone could just go, oh, that's Ben Sims' album. I wanted to kind of make it musically a bit different and something that I buy myself. Fucking hell, I was listening to that before I got into the car.
You're joking? No way!
I was toying with the idea of whether I was going to mix the a cappella over a techno record this weekend. I decided not to. There's always a lot of influences in there. It just depends what I've been listening to at the time. I mean, when I was working on the album, I was each day walking to the studio, and it's only like half an hour walk or something, and just purposely listening to different stuff kind of on my iPod as I got there to try and kind of influence the day. But it didn't really work out. I had a table in front of the turntables, and someone just came up, took all of the records that I'd been putting on the side and ran out of the place. I mean, the title came from it's kind of a term that me and some of my friends just will use for pretty much anything if you just don't understand the description of what somebody's saying. So I was trying to explain how the process of me making one of the tracks in particular, and my friend just went, oh, it all sounds smoke and mirrors. It's funny, I mean, I kind of thought that as soon as I'd done it, I'd just be like, oh, fuck, that's it, I don't ever want to do that again. But it's kind of the way that I worked on just focusing on music, and I wasn't even DJing for the time that I was making it, and I did really get into it, and it's kind of made me think, when am I going to do the next one? So it's it's been really good for me and my production in general, because I've kept the momentum up, and I'm kind of just looking forward to doing more stuff.